Let's look at our notes for today. This is a review of solving multi-step equations. So let's fill in the blanks. Isolate the variable on one side of the equal sign. When we get our solution, our whole goal is for it to say x equals some number. That is our goal, to solve it and get it to say x equals some number. And x can be interchanged for any other variable that you might have. We're going to simplify both sides of the equal sign by combining like terms or using distributive property. Step 2, do inverse operations to get variables on one side and constants on the other. Inverse operations they do the opposite of each other. So add, the opposite of add would be to subtract. Multiply, the opposite of multiply would be divide. And our last step is to check your answer by substituting the solution into your original equation. I am going to teach you a shortcut on how to check your answer. It's using the store button. You can do the number and then the store button and then your variable like x. It's STO, which means store. The store button is right above the on button. So there's two ways to check your answer. Substitution or the store button. So I'm going to show you how to do it on this example. Whenever you start your equation, what a lot of math teachers like you to do is draw a line down the equal sign. Raise your hand if your teacher requires you to draw a line down the equal sign. Do y'all remember that from last year? Okay. They didn't make you? Oh, okay. So draw your line down your equal sign, and then you solve out the equation. So the reason we put the line there is to keep them separated. If you go across the line, then you've got to change the sign. You got to do the inverse. So let's look at this first example. 2x plus 4 equals 10. We want to get the variable alone. There's no distributing on that. So we start with number 2, do inverse operations. So you start with the add or subtract. So we have a plus 4. The opposite of plus 4 is minus 4. So do minus 4 on both sides. So just follow along the example. If I have 4 and I take away 4, I get 0. So that's why we mark them out like that. It's zeroing out. Then I get 2x equals 6 because I just carry the 2x down. 2x equals 6. You're wanting to know 2 times what gives you 6. So you divide by 2 on both sides. And our answer comes out with 3. So our solution is x equals 3. So you'll put a box around your answer. Let me show you how to check your answer 2 different ways. This is substitution. Anywhere you see an x, you substitute in that number for x. So it's 2 times 3 plus 4 equals 10. Multiply, you get 10 equals 10. I want to show you the other way too, the store feature. So everybody have a calculator? If you don't, come up here and grab one real quick. Everybody needs a calculator. We're going to do the number store x. So the number is 3 on this one. So 3 store x. That's what it's going to look like whenever you put it in. I'm going to clear my calculator. So 3, and then right above the on is store. Store. And then x is just any variable right here by alpha. And so that's just saying, okay, you did it. Now we're going to put in 2x plus 4. 2x plus 4. Enter. And it comes out to be 10. And that's what we want, right? Check. That means that we did it correctly. If we put in the wrong answer, then it won't come out to be 10. So let's say I messed up on my signs and I got a -3. So y'all just watch my screen real quick. You don't have to put it in. I'm going to put -3, and then remember store is right above the on button. Store. X is right beside alpha. So this is the wrong answer. I'm showing you what it looks like whenever it's the wrong answer. Okay, it just outputs whatever you put in. So 2x plus 4. See how that says -2? What is it supposed to equal? 10. So that's how you know it's wrong. So that is one way of checking your work. Substituting it in or using the store button. All right, let's look at our examples for today. We're just doing 1 through 4 today, and then tomorrow we'll do 5 through 7. So y'all follow along, show your work just like I do. Example 1, we have parentheses. We need to get rid of it by distributing. Distribute that to. So let's go ahead and do it. So you only need a half sheet. If you got a whole sheet, cut it in half and just keep half. 2 times 4. 8c. And if you don't like C's or R's or anything like that, D's, you can always change it to an X. It's fine. As long as you change it back at the end. 2 times 8. 16 equals. Oh, I forgot to put my equal sign. I line down my equal sign. Carry down the 32. Put the glue up, please. Come grab a Kleenex. Let's move the 16 over. We need to subtract. If you need to use your calculator, go for it. 32 minus 16. If you know it, great. If you want to just check yourself, that's fine too. 32 minus 16 is 16. 16 minus 16 zeroes out. So we're able to mark it out. Now we just have 8c equals 16. What's our last step? What does a line and a number under it mean? Divide, right? 8 divided by 8 is 1. It's like 8 friends, 8 cookies. Each person gets 1. So C equals 16 divided by 8, 2. Okay. We do need to check our answer. Remember, there's 2 ways. You can use the store button or sub it in. Let's store it. So we're going to do 2 store x in the calculator. 2 store x. And then put in the left side of the equation. And it should come out to equal 32. So go ahead and do that. I want to see that everybody's checking their answer by using the store button. Y'all use that store button. I want to see y'all's calculators. Put it in the store button. And then put in the left side of the equation. 2 parentheses 4x plus 8. Did you put in 2 stores already? Then do that. 2 parentheses 4x. Push in it. See if it came out. Let me see yours real quick. Yeah, let me see yours right. Cool. Yes, you did. Okay, now push in it. And it should come out to be 32, and if it does, that means you did it right. All right, let's go on to number 2. Draw your line down your equal sign. We need to get rid of those parentheses by distributing. We're taking that -4 and distributing it to everything inside the parentheses. -4 times r. -4r. You should be writing this down. Sit up. Number 2. What is -4 times 6? What is it? Right, -24. Carry down the right side, the -63. Next, what do we do? Yes. Add 24 to both sides. Mark it out on the other side. Carry it down. I don't know about you, but I really don't want to do that in my head. I'm sure it's easy, but... Was it -39? Then last step, divide by a -4. Don't forget your negative whenever you divide it. -39 divided by a -4. There we go. Positive 9.75. Whenever I first got that, I was like, oh no, I did something wrong. But the way you can check is by storing it. So let's store it in. 9.75 store x. Then put in your original equation. -4 parentheses x plus 6. So it was 9.75 store x. We want it to come out whatever it's supposed to be on the right, which is -63. And it does. So that means we did it right. Oh, y'all couldn't see that. Sorry. Okay, draw your line down your equal sign. Number 3. X over 2 plus 4. We need to get rid of the plus 4 first. What's the opposite of plus 4? -4. Now I get x over 2 equals, what is 6 minus 4? 2. Now what do? What is happening with x and 2? What is that? Underline. Division. What's the opposite of division? So we're going to multiply everything by 2. So I put it in parentheses just so I don't think I'm adding or subtracting. I put parentheses around it. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So those cancel out. And I get x equals, what's 2 times 2? 4. I forgot to put a box around my answer over here. Check your answer. So this is another review of some calculator things. Remember how to do a fraction in the calculator? Alpha y equals. So let's put in 4 store x and then put this in. Fraction is alpha y equals. Do the first one. We're going to do x over 2 plus 4. 6? Which is correct. So I'm just going to put a little check mark there. Okay, last example. Not one, two. Distribute. Distribute. We need to multiply 0.25 times d. 0.25d. 0.25 times negative 12 now. Whenever you distribute, you're multiplying that times a negative 12. It's kind of like saying there are 12 quarters. Get that? $3. So minus 3 equals 4. This is our last example. I need to move that minus 3. How? Add 3. .25d equals 7. Then I divide by 0.25 on both sides. 7 divided by 0.25. 28. You're going to check your answer by substituting it in. Go ahead and use the store feature. So it's 28 store x. And then put in the left side of the equation. I know storing it and checking your answer might seem like a waste of time, but it's going to help you make sure that your answer is correct so you can make 100 on your assignments and get your problems right. So you are only going to do the front side of this worksheet, but I want you to go ahead and glue in your journal these two papers and also do your page numbers up to this point. Remember, whenever you put glue on here, you're still not done with this one. So if you don't want to put glue under here, that's fine. Or just dot, dot, not a lot. So this page is the notes page with the examples. This page is your 7 examples. Go ahead and glue those in and then get started on your assignment.